Don't mind me being a little bit later than usual. Guess who had to re-download 15 minutes worth of updates? Me. The answer on that one's me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of painful having to do that. Let's put myself into this. Anyway, we got Cora. Equip present. I'm gonna put Bolter on right now. I feel like using Bolter.
Operator. Now get out there.
Actually, no. Bolter probably wasn't the right. No, Bolter did fine. I'm thinking Strun. Strun's not the right play for the one mode I was gonna use. But yeah, we're getting straight into. We're getting straight into things. Where is here? Yes. I'm gonna do a casual one first. Then I can actually use Cora. Just over selected from last time. But yes, lobby does remain open in case anyone wants to join. The plan for today is we're going to do a whole bunch of Eximus unit farming. Of operation farming.
Extremely risky.
Oh,
extremely risky. Excuse you. Got a Hildren, a Jade, and a Cyto 9 along with me.
Cephalon, I know who you are. Well,
Do you?
Do you think you are helping Jade? Preserving her honor? Her
Probably.
The Oracle used her like they used you. A pantomime of justice and truth. She could have been a force.
Smash his face.
Something greater. She still can. As a weapon of my righteous desire.
Sorry, I'm not gonna make y'all hear that on stream if I can help it. Because I sneeze loud. Very loud sometimes.
You sound
Not blasting anyone's eardrums out.
one of them. Sending air support to help you jump higher. Fantastic! The capsule is full of motes. Now we can escort it up the elevator. Triggering one sister beacon may be overlooked, but tripping all three of them will undoubtedly be seen as provocation.
Do it!
Where is it?
What? The elevator's power lines have been severed? You'll have to supply power manually.
The victim beacon.
Ionic charges scattered
Bring it to me.
not want to take the stairs.
What are you doing on here? Get off of that elevator. Second, which sounds okay. No, it's a little quiet. Let me adjust that real quick. That should be a little better. Worst case, I cut the noise down on the music, and then I go ahead and in the sound effects, and I amp up I amp down the sound effects, and then amp up everything else a little. Actually, I have to do that right now. So we're tinkering with things again. Yes, I do keep everything in multiples of 4. I am one of those people that will get irritated if it's not. I know there was someone who's asked me about that off stream. And if they are in fact watching this, like I suspect they probably will be either live or at least after, then yeah, I'm very particular about that. One of those things that it physically irritates me if not. Uh-oh. No. Yeah, we could take a moment to grab the Threaten Slivers. I mean, they're actually worth stuff, so... especially with what changes they've had made to them. Oh yeah, speaking of changes, they fixed some of the issues with the Phasmo update. I've left playing on stream. Yeah, the TLDR of it was basically they had to kind of rush things out because they had the event coming and they needed things to be in a certain way.
Little Cephalon, and yet nothing is forever lost.
Which is pretty nice.
You could be a
You know, it's a little better now.
man if you had the ring. Consider my offer.
Mortis
Melt him.
is
And interested.
trying to do his
Ah
job.
yes, interested. His intrusive thoughts winning
Leave
out.
Mortis in peace.
I'll hear you out of your offer. Probably is to deny you for the sake of denying. Because it would be really funny. Oh, I didn't realize someone down. Well, no matter. Mag dump him. And... gone. Just gone. Have we considered death as an alternative? I mean, these people will be in a second. I mean, look at that. That's basically just shotgunning.
Too late to make an effort now.
I got someone with that same last name. We're killing her sister, or her mother, or her daughter.
This is your last chance to avert failure, troops. Grasp it.
What is the canonical age of most of the Sisters of Parvos? Like when they'd be recruited. Is one of those things that they're just like ageless technically? So does that mean that there could be like a 30-year-old one and then like a 600-year-old one by that logic? I feel like that's not out of the realm of argument, right? That you have one that's there for long enough. Well, they're not 600-year-old. Well, this is the far future, and theoretically being 600 might not even be out of the realm of possibility.
Get comfy, dreamers.
One mission,
One of our
30
own
eggs. To
believes
be
they
fair,
are the
there's just
equal of our
eggs in
foe,
this
and
magdom.
baby, they are acting like it.
Corona relay awaits.
Well, easy enough.
Jade's volatile motes can be committed to the sun.
More moats for the pile.
Excellent work.
More moats for the moat pile. Moats for the moat guard. I have so many of these. Melee afflictions isn't too bad. Which would show me my other piece there, but whatever. Oh, I do remember this one being pretty decent.
Flash and bite.
Now, I know
The
this
day
is very
won,
specific.
Not with
I
a strike to the heart,
know the
but
exact...
100 cuts about it.
I believe it does apply with other stuff there, but this is just final damage. Like, this damage itself does not get multiplied. The rest of the damage does get multiplied, but I believe this one, this specific 120% extra does not. But it does apply to
Let's check
whatever the
what's
target's
next.
weakest to. So, like, you might have a thing of Corpus being hit with magnetic, for instance. But that would be just raw magnetic with a 120% boost, assuming there aren't any other magnetic bits on it, magnetic mods on it. Drink. I got some. Oh, I got some nice
All that is left
flavored
of her
water
is
today.
locked in this cave.
It's good.
Odys
Oh, we got a Stalker this time. We didn't get one last time.
Help Odys stop Potter's
Also, hello. How are you? It's been a little bit.
Odys has received what
I'm doing a couple
amounts
warm-up
to
runs. I was gonna be live a little
an
earlier,
offer of
but
help
I
from
mentioned it at the very start. But guess who had to re-download 15 minutes worth of updates for whatever reason? Mind you, I'm not even on my streaming account. I'm playing on my personal account technically for this one. Streaming account I get because I've had to do that because for some reason it doesn't always transfer over. Personal account, I usually play on that one when I'm playing. Heck, I do it when I'm streaming because I'm like it's the same account at the end of the day. So at that point, you might as well leave it on the personal one. Because it makes me big internal scream. Also, if you notice, we're still on Cora, by the way. I did want to go ahead and play a little bit more of her. Given I'm playing the low level one right now, the lower level one. But this man's name is one thing away from a Pokemon.
capsule is ready for
Or,
transport to the
no,
surface.
two away from the Pokemon, let's say.
Has unilaterally enabled the
D-E-R-V,
air
not
support that will
D-E-R-A-V.
boost the height of your gallant leaps. Enjoy!
But yeah, if you want to get in, let me know. I'll switch over to someone a little bit more bulky on my end, because I don't think Cora's unfortunately got enough tank in her right now. I still need to actually get around to building her fully. To be fair, I probably could still run it, but it'd just be a lot more risky. And I'm just more concerned about
Fears they have cut
bogging down
power
the
to
team in some
elevator.
capacity.
Find ionic charges nearby, or else we will be going nowhere.
Nowhere is a weird location to go, Ordis. I don't think I've been to Nowhere before. Probably up there with places like Hell, Michigan. Real place, by the way. Is it up or down? Sounds like it's up. It is. Ooh, there's galleons too.
Operator,
Who did you give galleons?
what have you done? That was a sister beacon.
Maud,
That
bring
is
the
all.
victim here.
I will join the fight.
Below. As above, so below. However the thing goes. What's on this floor? Oh, it's here somewhere. Oh, that's he's good. Sorry about that. Also, there it is. It's just awkwardly in the corner. Take that, carry it over. Ooh, another one. I feel like a guard dropped the thing to protect the area. Not that it really matters right now, but I guess it is a nice protective ring while we're trying to boost things up. Friends, I bring you more goodies. I don't hear it. Normally I wouldn't check at the bottom, but like this at the very least. Not on the one I want. It could be up further.
You are industrious, Cephalon. I will give you that.
Unironically, it could be up higher.
What was jade to you that you would defy me to preserve her dusty remains?
Dusty remains is a crazy statement, my man.
Courteous regard of one killer for another.
Like, I get it in the most literal sense, but like, if we got a stalker with us, which we do, I don't think he's taking kindly to that statement. Like, I'm just saying, if my wife got, I'm not married, but if I was, and my dead wife got called Dusty, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. We having a bad time with that one, chat. Like, whoever's calling my wife Dusty at that point is going to be having a long conversation with me. About what isn't morally acceptable. I'm not actually that violent of a person. As much as I like to meme on it. Then, even if I was, I don't think that would be the best idea to beat someone up for calling my deceased wife Dusty. That's just asking to go to prison.
Find more charges or it is stuck here.
Which I don't think I want to be going to prison, let me tell you. Okay, we got the final beacon. I wonder where it was. I'm gonna yoink that real quick. I'm looking for a victim. I have found a victim. I have found a big thing of motes as well. That is a lot of green guys. Nothing matters but the top. Hello friend, where are you?
Should have banged the left before you got here. Then we wouldn't have had to do this now, would we?
Where are you? No, he gets the finishing hit. Fuckerman gets to avenge his wife extra.
Grasp it.
I'm gonna grasp I can't. I was gonna say something a little questionable there. Like, no, it's gonna come out a little wrong. I'm going to grasp Parvo's random throat and throw him back into the void. I can do that, right? That's allowed? We're all in agreement? I choose to believe that's a yes. Thank you for offering yourself as free bodies for my gun. So I can do this now.
The relay awaits. There, Jade's volatile motes can be committed to the sun.
Bye. Oh, and I come out with a little thing. What we got? We got another Evan Song blueprint. Getting plenty of gallium, I will say. Needing some gallium, I'm getting plenty. Very happy about that. Not gonna complain about extra gallium. Considering we were starting to get decently low. Oh, we got volatile, vestigial. I don't think I have enough volatile modes to pick up any of the things I want. Let me go head over to Mercury. And yes, Cars, if you're still here, let me know. especially if you'd like to pop in, because I will get you in. So I really had to tap out for a moment because I had a pop-up on screen prompting me to go ahead and being like, do you want to go ahead and look at this now? I'm like, no, we check back in a week. God, I really wish Warframe would not go ahead and deafen itself when I'm tabbed out. But that's how it is sometimes. Alright, sounds good.
So,
We'll go to orders real quick. I want to Stalker around.
Think he is.
Also, I love the fact that we're getting all the Stalker pieces there. Now, I need to go ahead and pick up a copy of Unseen Dread and Burning Hate. I'm talking, Ordis! I need to get a copy of both of these mods again to sell. Well, that and the fact of one of the guys also needs a copy of each, so I need to pick up one copy for him. Then I need to go ahead and get a copy of each of these to sell. Maybe multiple. Because whenever the event's finished, I don't know if these will be available for a while, so it might be decent platinum. Obviously, I've already got these to begin with. I believe these are a bit more expensive. I believe these are 50 volatile modes. I could be wrong. I might be misremembering. But I believe when these initially came out, they were 50 volatile modes as opposed to 40. But again, I could be wrong on that. I also do want another copy or two of this as well. Hotbound inbound, or hotfix inbound in 3 minutes. The amount of times that it happens when I'm on stream, that I just so happen to be streaming at the time where you'd have an update.
Perhaps the
That's my volatile modes, not my prestigial modes. Here we go. What do I need? What do I want to buy? I do have enough to actually buy a full thing of an arcane. I actually should, just for the sake of it. Like, I have all the Jade stuff. I mean, worst case, maybe I buy an extra copy of these for 300 total at some point, because then I can make a copy of Jade to immediately Helminth without even needing to worry about leveling her. But at that point, why not just... I don't know, there are some upsides, downsides. To be fair, I'd probably level her anyway before Helminthing. But,
Alright.
Hang on, I gotta take screenshots.
Bye.
Give me a second, you're gonna hear some... be silent for a moment. Nope. Let's fix that. We must have talked to Kai and chase some gear embargo. It's a heavy weapon. Schrodinger's emote collect. I gotta read this proper in a second. Okay, there you go. Kai and chase some share gear embargo comedian personal modifier when I use heavy weapons and atomic cycles. I don't know if qualifies as a heavy weapon. Aren't all weapons heavy, or do I just have the upper body strength while playing Skullhawka? She told me this would be great news for her freaky space friends, eh? She said it, not me. It also brings hopeful fixes towards Ascension missions not completing once the capsule reaches extraction. Schrodinger's remote collector. I've actually had that bug happen before in the initial version. Flux conclusion augment, transfers to stability, applying the strength buff to its cast. Too much strength and transferring variable strength. Mogger enemies to death. Talk about power creep. Oh, I love the I love the red text in this game. I hope the people. I might as well get started with this.
Will see the operator back on the orbiter.
Because I'll have 1 minute to get into this, and then by the time that it's available for the update, I'll be in the mission. I can wrap the mission up during, and then we're good to go. Yeah, we're hoping no issues. Probably won't be, but you never know these things. You know, I thought that was going to be a thing with Phaz, and then last time I touched Phasmo, it decided it wanted to nuke itself because of how unoptimized it was. Yeah, here we go. We're in the missions. Oh yes, Cars. Did you hear with Phasmophobia that they added the character update, and we got the Alan Wake event now active. And they fixed a lot of the initial character update issues. Very happy about that, actually. That's around the corner. Drop that in. We got something there. Let's go about 20. Toss that in. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that personally because. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that because I did like the character customization stuff there, but it's just unfortunately a lot of bugs and a bunch of janky animations. Like, Salt was playing, like actually putting down Salt would not physically happen until the animation played. So if you got a ghost that was chasing you, like a Revenant, you died. You just died. You could not salt it to stop it and slow it down for a moment. If you didn't have an incense, you just died. To be fair, if you had assault with a Revenant there, you were in a pretty bad situation. But also they made some other changes too, like the ghost, instead of taking 13 seconds to amp up to full speed, now only takes 26, or not takes 26 seconds, so it's half the rate previously. Which plays into two new ghosts being added, apparently. The one people have been calling it the Asswang, which I don't think that's how it's pronounced, but you know what? You know, fair enough. It's kind of funnier that way for all the wrong reasons. The 5-year-old in me is giggling like a child. And then the other ones I call like the Foremost. Oh yeah, I think that's the one that speeds up. That or that, maybe it's the ass one. I don't know. One of them is blind though. We have a blind ghost now. Which, to be fair, is kind of cool. It detects movement. It's like a T-Rex in Jurassic Park. If you're crouched, it has like 10 meters of movement. If you're walking regularly, like 15 meters of detection. But then 30 has 30 if you're running. So basically, it has a huge radius if you're running. But outside of that, like as long as you don't move when it's nearby, you're fine. In the worst case, it does get close to you. Then you just go ahead and pop an incense, and then you run for a couple seconds until it detects you, or until it starts moving again. Get some decent distance from it. Also, apparently, one of the ghosts, if you actually go into a officially marked hiding spot, it automatically ends the hunt. From what people are saying. No idea if that's intentional or if it's just a bug, but if that's intentional, that's pretty cool. I forgot how weak these are in comparison to everything else. The Scythe is just cracked out of its mind. And like, I know it's not using mods that I'm using. Because I'd be doing a little bit different. A little bit different stuff there. Like, I have my Incarnate available if I had my hate stuff. So it's wherever they brought it onto it. So unfortunately, the Scythe is just the best option here. I still love the fact that they made Stalker's wife basically have the same weapons that he does, but instead of black and red, they're white and green. That and the fact of instead of being negative connotations for each of them, it's all positive stuff. There's something opposites attract something. I think we got an arcade unfortunately in that one. To be fair, we're playing on the regular. I believe the odds are like 1/3 or 50% or something like that. All I know is it's not guaranteed. To be fair, we're still getting plenty of modes though. Like even one mode, like or even 10 modes rather, is still one arcade. Okay, you know what? Whoa. I'm just vibing on top of it. Smoke. I'm getting crispy fried Kentucky Fried Stalker. Some crispy Kentucky Fried Stalker right there. Oh, there we go. Had to stutter for a moment. Alright. Oh. Me minimize that out.
Ever think about what lives below the surface?
Never mind. What is prompting me that I cannot?
Step on every day, quietly toiling away, making life above possible.
Okay, manual exit this time.
With a plan, says.
There we go. Let me log out. Scrubby black for a moment. That is normal. That is me going ahead and updating the game real quick. Also, I need to quickly cover Warframe because again, as part of my email in there, whenever it does. Alright, quick update. Waiting for it to reload. Alright, we're back in. Speaking of arcanes, what any of them that I can level? Probably not, but oh, I might as well start putting it into a second one. So I do use that battery. It's not gonna hurt to start marking it with a second one and having it at tier 4, so that whenever I need to make the tier 5 one, I can know which one it is that I'm selling. And make sure it's not going to be on multiple frames for both of them. I don't have the risk of that then. Same reason why I got Energize as a 44 right here. Just quickly looking through all of these. I'm like, I don't think I have anything I can put on, but you never know with these sorts of things. So like right here, I definitely can. Let's put off blight. Crux is actually almost done, surprisingly. That is pretty decent. I still need more Merciless. Augmented vigor, efficiency, reconstruct. Fury. Nope, it looks like everything. We just had the one. Alright. Let me know when you are ready. Oh yeah, I forgot the fact that I bought that Stalker floof last year in, I think it was like, what, November? I think it was November. Put the little Stalker floof and got him in. Just put him right next to the little relic section. I really wish there was a tiny little scythe that I could put with him. So I'd love to do that. But it is what it is. Also, I need to start actually thinking about what I want to do. Also, I forgot how many item sculptures I have. I need to figure out where I want to put the shelf for my... Again, I think I will put it in the storage. I just need to figure out where I can get a good shelf from.
Hello, Helmand. How's the peristalsis?
I'll need to move him, obviously. But I want to put it like around here. Put my entire little collection of baubles right here. Then it gives me a little extra something. Because like it's either that or tweak in real quick. Then I put it like along this wall, I feel like, or along maybe that wall where I have the entire collection. But I feel like I want to put it in the helmet room because the helmet room, I don't really have much going on there. I think it'd be kind of cool to have all my little plushie, or all my little noggles right there, all my little bobbleheads, considering this is where all the Warframes go when they're consumed. So it's one of those things that's kind of symbolic as well. Alright, let me get you in. Do I have you on the friends? I should. Do I not have you on the friends list? Hang on. I might not have. We might not have added each other. Send me your username again, please. Oh, I'm flicking this. I'm not supposed to do anything. I was gonna say none of these people online right now. Some of these people have not been on for a while. I'm just realizing. I know Coffee's been on. Oh, yeah, what did he write with me again? I forgot. I wrote that. I know I didn't write most of these. I don't think I added any notes to any of these people. This man writes spaghetti on the note. Same as your Twitch, right? So I'm getting half distracted now. Sure. Let me know if it's sent to you. Ooh, that actually might not be bad to do some of these. Could get one of these in 20 minutes. Jupiter one might be bad. If it, worst case, I got the electric there plenty. It's not like they aren't. To be fair, it's free cash as well. I'm like, to be fair, next time I think about it, actually a good comparison. Alright, let's go to the Steel Path variant. Because I'm assuming you probably want to do a Steel Path variant. Since we have it available. I still need to do more Steel Path stuff in general. I'm gonna do some of my drink real quick. Is that man's name I've had 60 you? Oh my god, it is. That's an amazing name. Oh, that's up there on the list. Hang on, I gotta screenshot this. I haven't seen as many good names as I have on Warframe as with DVD, but there are some great names on here too. Both what I've seen for pets, and for other players. I was gonna say, who could forget the infamous Knob Gobbler or the Baby Grinder? Someone named their hound Baby Grinder, which is a little morbid, but it's definitely up there on the list. Also, hello Halo, how are you? You came in at a great time, clearly.
But
But yeah, I've had 6 DUIs as a great username. Very dark username. But it's amazing.
Does any memory of that valiant man still reside in your shallow, glassy brain?
Mr. Rana!
Is his name? Hang on.
This does not know what
Why
you
is
are
this
about.
Kupro named? Okay. Speaking of names. Let's absorb a little bit of HP. Where's that enemies? I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty decent. Oh, I need to
The
send you
capsule
something
is
later,
ready for
Halo.
transport to the surface.
I've got more usernames for you.
Triggering one
I've got some
system
really good names
may
for
be
you.
overlooked, but tripping
From,
all 3
last
of them
night.
will undoubtedly be seen as provocation.
I was
This
doing a
is
little bit of
preemptively
off
supplied you
stream.
with unique air support. You will be able to jump higher.
Doing a little bit of off stream just for the sake of practice and getting some extra BP for
Cut
Spirit.
power to the elevator.
And also just
Find
leveling in
ionic
general.
charges
Some of my
nearby,
other characters I still
or
need to
else
level
you will be
more of.
going nowhere.
Some of my survivors. Speaking of which, Spirit's officially my highest ranked character now. She's actually higher than Knight now. She's P12 because I know Knight was P11, I think 13? Yeah, Spirit's P12 now. There's the little... It's up top more. Head over here. Might be connection spot. Hit this guy. A whole bunch. Nice, problem solved. But yeah, I'll send them to you after stream. Oh, also I forgot to send you the other one. I totally forgot to send you the other one. I need to send you that one too. Or no, not technically. I think I did send to you. I can check the DMs in a second here. I might have sent to you. Wait a second, gotta tap out for a moment. I will go down here, but I'm fine with that. No, I have not. Okay. Because I did not send you the Sable. Yeah, you're getting 3 of them then. I'm sorry. I've been busy on my end after stream. I've been doing things. Yeah, that's all you need to know. But yeah, 2 of them, one of them is a Quentin, one of them that I have for you is one of them's a Quentin, one of them's a Sable, and one of them's a Trapper. The Trapper one is pretty fitting as well when you see that name. I've seen some really cursed ones. A lot of Sables. A lot of Sables with odd names. To be fair, it is going to be disproportionately in favor of Sable having a lot of weird names because Sable is the highest picked character. It's in general with the game. So obviously that is going to distort the numbers some. But so I think Sable's pick rate's like 15 or 20%. Like it's pretty high.
Do you remember Corposium Orden? Do you recall the founding principle blazoned proudly in letters not of American
You're going.
gold, but
So are you. You're
honest
going too.
brass? None
Jumping.
shall
Move out.
be slain. We used simple robotics,
And nuking everyone
not
casually in the room.
labor
You know,
or mind
normal stuff.
cephalons, and we do so to this day. In Corposium's name, I offer you sanctuary.
I'm not even paying attention to what this man's saying.
In exchange, you turn Jade into an assembly line widget?
Intrusive thoughts Ordis actually agrees on this one for once. Also, I like this. Like, you turn Jade into an assembly line widget. Meanwhile, I love the fact that we have a Jade, meanwhile, in our party. Makes it a little funnier. Look at Ordis, we're right here. Ooh, okay. Top. Do this first. And we move to the big one. Oh, we got two big ones. Power that up for a moment, and then we're gonna head back over. Find where it was again. Okay, not the one I was looking for, but like it'll work. Got plenty of stuff right there. Actually, considering how close we are to the top, we should be fine. We nuke the entire room. I don't see you. Where are you? Can't look at you if I don't know where you are. Whoop. He's gone now. I'm on the elevator. I am looking. Speed that up. On the top of the elevator. We've had one on stream. What if we can get a second one that's gonna be... Uh-oh. They stole my gun! My blicky! Oh, I see you flying around. But yeah, Halo, I do apologize for not being around as much after stream the last couple of days. I've just been kind of busy handling some stuff. Oop, I probably did not. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. Easy stuff. On the plus side, I did actually finish some gardening recently. We're waiting on the chainsaw to get fixed. We still have one small, tiny section to do. And it's kind of just in a really awkward area, so we've been putting it off. But the main, but that's like the side area. The one main area that we're doing, we got the chainsaw done, and sliced up the massive like 2 stumps that we had that were kind of in the way, stopping us from putting down the little extra bit that we needed to, and then covered some mulch on afterwards. Give me a sec, I'm gonna talk for a moment before I go into the next thing. I want to focus on that for a moment. But got that taken care of. I did have to, I gotta say, resource-wise, I did have to get a little bit creative, because basically we're putting down a layer of like breathable fabric, essentially, like the gardening fabric, landscaping fabric, because we're putting mulch on top of everything, because we wanted to go for a bit of a different look from what we had before. That is just one of those things of makes things a lot easier for Papa Croc as well, since he can't really do as much of the gardening, and he's worried that once I'm gone, that if he has to get weeding done himself or any of that sort of thing, he's not going to be in a position where he can do so very easily, and he doesn't want to potentially hurt himself. Because he's got a couple back issues.
And is therefore reluctant to allow animals on board.
So it's one of those things that's just not worth the risk, so we end up redoing the entire front. And outside of a small, tiny side piece, and I say like side piece, as in like off to the side, rather than just like, oh, it's in the main section, but no, it's fully off to the side. Main pit though we had, there was just a giant thing of 2 stumps in the way. Couldn't get it done because it was just too big, and it was one of those things that was so awkward that you couldn't really like cut around the stumps and then deal with it. Then it was, you kind of just had to wait for them to be removed. But now that it's fully gone there, you know, we put a couple bags of mulch, put like 4 bags of mulch there, raked it up a little bit. Meanwhile, we got the we have a strawberry plant that's in the front garden, so we cut around that, and I cut around that, and made sure I gave it a little bit of room for it to continue growing, since it's been kind of just slowly growing over the years, more and more. Did some weed whacking. There's a whole thing of it's like ivy and it's not ivy on the second one, but it's almost like ivy. I don't remember what the thing's called, but we had to go ahead and clear that up. So I was just pulling it out, and you ever seen like moss before, how that stuff carpets? And you pull it up and you get like an entire thing of ground that comes up with it too. Same situation here. Had to pull up an entire section because one of the cornerstones that we had was at a really awkward angle. It was kind of growing over it, and it was kind of making some weeds around there, so we kind of just had to pull all of it out. So I have a small patch of ground there that's pretty standard. Not that it really matters too much. It'll grow back pretty easily, but it won't be a problem anymore. It won't be growing over the thing and into. Yeah, nice 4 bags later, and we're looking pretty good now. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Worst case, if I need to, maybe I could toss an extra bag of mulch on. Really depends. I kind of just need to see how it compacts down after rain. Because the going concern I have is I don't want it to, because you have like the most of it that's a very nice layer of it that you can see, like it's a very flat layer. I don't want it to dip down where you can see there's noticeable gaps. You know, at the very side back area that we did get on the other side, that's fine because it does go down naturally anyway. It does angle down anyway because it's a small slope there, so that's fine. But the rest of it, I'm like, I don't want that to be a potential concern and have it look off. Sorry, I'm talking gardening nerd speak. Yeah, we also got some new pots as well, and they're all looking. They're nice black pots. We're gonna get them nice set up then. We're trying to get. We unfortunately weren't able to get a. It's like a wine barrel looking pot as well. We're trying to get a second one, but the store didn't have a second one. We only had one. We need a second one still. Because, well, the second one still. Point is, we still need one more. And then we had one available. We need one more. Because we got the one of the side plots there, then the other side plot's getting one too. That way it looks pretty identical for the most part. Now it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. And like a couple extra standard pots that we're putting some herbs in. So it's gonna be like rosemary and basil and a couple other things. Maybe some dill. We talked about dill. We weren't entirely sure about dill yet, but it was one of those things that could be considered at the very least. I know rosemary and basil we definitely are.
For the Eximus project.
The man you refer to is dead, but Orders is sure he would also have told you to
I'll actually look this up now. But I'm very happy with it as a whole.
Fantastic! The capsule is full of motes. Now we can escort it up the elevator.
One of those things, the garden's looking a lot better. And it's one of those things, I love having something extra that helps me feel a little bit productive. Because it's one of those things that, even despite everything,
What?
you always want a little extra so that way you don't feel like you're kind of just there, if that makes sense, without going too personal on my end about my full situation. Obviously, Halo, you know, we've talked about it before for both of us.
Beacons, and the Sisterhood will attempt to eliminate you. Orders would like to see.
Yeah, it is one of those things. I like having just something extra to do, and it gives me a little bit extra. I feel like I'm helping out around the house a little bit more too. I know Papa Croc definitely needs some help there because his back's not what it used to be from when he was younger. because between his arthritis and just a couple other health issues that he has, it's just one of those things that's not the easiest for him. And obviously I don't want him to be in a situation that he's potentially going to be in constant pain if he needs to do any of that. The last time he did anything of that sort, he was aching for like a whole week. And that was with me doing most of the work and him just doing a little bit to help out. But he really had to put his back into it. And that was when we were at Grandma Croc's house, when we were getting some work done on that after she passed. Back in February, I want to say. Maybe March, like maybe early March. One of the two.
Everything changes, little Cephalon. And yet, nothing is forever lost. You could be a man again.
Nah, that sounds lame.
You had the ring.
Right, I'm breaking this because I'm just gonna not.
Ordis is interested. Trying to do his job, Granum. Leave Ordis in peace.
Can't kill me if I'm invulnerable. Well, I'm not necessarily vulnerable, but if I'm taking constant HP thing there, you can't status me out, you can't shenanigan-ry me. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense word-wise. Also, Cars, I noticed you're playing Sevi as well. I like it, I respect it. For anyone who's watching that doesn't know, Sevi was my first non-starter Warframe that I had. I got him really early, thanks to a friend who helped me get into the game. And this was before Sevi's Prime came out, so I was playing with base Sevagoth and everything. Eventually, I ended up temporarily switching into Hildred Prime, because Hildred Prime was my first Prime I had. So yeah, that tells you how far back I'm playing, considering she was still actively available, not bolted. Like, she and Whisper both available, not bolted. But I had enough relics, and we spent a couple hours cracking them to get some parts. Like, I think Revenant was still the last frame that was not volt. Like, I think Korra had just been bolted. Yeah, because I was gonna say, Protea came out really recently after.
Should have banged a left
And
before you got here. Then we wouldn't have had to do this, now would we?
Because Protea came out, which feels weird because she's bolted now. But yeah, Protea had just come out, and Korra had just gotten bolted. So I had a couple Korra relics. I still do, from when around then. Stuff that you definitely wouldn't be seeing now in the Prime Resurgence shop. Because I'm one of those people, I like collecting relics personally. It's a weird little hobby in the game. But I generally keep at least a copy of one relic, and I will not go below that one relic. Because I like having, I like having a full copy of them. Be like, oh yeah, I remember from this, and like, I'm definitely, I play enough that I'll eventually get one copy of every relic. I just zoom across, I mean, it works. Everything in the area.
You did it. Now,
Ooh, low volatile mode. It's not great, but not the worst. Decent amount of vestigial motes though, that makes up for it. And a lot of gallium. And a lot of ribbons. I got 16. That's not necessarily a new record. I've gotten 25 before in a single run, 25, 26. But that's still really a solid amount. Yeah, I'm getting some nice steel essence in the process. I have like 300 that I've not used, surprisingly. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Basically, I think I mentioned to you as well. We have a ghost
Ordis applauds your
that is now blind. It's like very sensitive to sound, so it can hear you walking and running. But if you stay still, it can't sense you. So your only danger would be... It's like a reverse Diogen, in a way. Instead of it knowing where you are at all times, it doesn't know where you are except when you're moving. That and one of them has a gimmick that if you... apparently, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's intended, but one of them right now is of the two new ghosts has a feature where if you go ahead and hide in an official hiding spot, it automatically ends the hunt if everyone's hiding. I don't know which one it is, but people were saying that's a thing. I hope that's true. Obviously, we'll have to see it in action, but
the man you refer to is dead. But Ordis
it is
sure
pretty
he
cool,
would
if
also
so.
have told you to far out
Then
of
the I think I mentioned in the DM that I sent you. The ghost, one of the new ghosts, because it's like a Cormos and like Aswang, something like that.
Ordis has unilaterally enabled air support that will boost the height of your
One of them-
leaps. Enjoy.
They changed the speed up of how that ghost works. Basically, people can call it Shade 2.0 because it's not super obvious in what it does. And they changed how speed up works, so instead of it being 13 seconds, it's now 26 seconds to speed from line of sight to full speed up.
Ordis fears they have cut power to the elevator. Find
But,
charges nearby.
Yeah, the other one that's not blind, what it does is that the longer it has line of sight, the faster it gets, obviously, but it speeds up faster than every other ghost would. The overall speed up timer is 17.33 seconds, as opposed to 26 now, as opposed to 13. So it speeds up faster than other ghosts, which, unless you're actively paying attention and putting like a timer out when it's hunting you and chasing you with line of sight, you really aren't going to notice that. Especially on higher difficulties when you don't have as much evidence to work with. It's going to be a shade situation where you're just looking to see, does it exhibit any of these behaviors and what evidence does it have. But the other one's pretty cool. Because you can, take your time. You can really rule that one out. Wait a sec, I gotta sneeze. You can rule that one out pretty easily because if it's right by you and doesn't notice you, it's blind. That or, since it's like a reverse yokai, in a way. That's a reverse Diogen, but like it's actually kind of like a reverse yokai. Because the yokai has really bad hearing, but sees you close up. This thing's blind, but has extremely good hearing. So basically, if you're really close to it and it doesn't see you, it's probably that one. To be fair, I say that like also it's not going to start Revenant speed running towards you as soon as it senses you. Yeah, that one's pretty fast. The blind one. So basically the strategy with that is if you know what it is, you just stay still, and if it gets close, you incense it and run. You just incense, run, and then once it's been a couple seconds, you stop moving again, because if you're running, it's got 30 meters of audio hearing for that. Oh, I wouldn't do that, but I'm gonna speed up.
Do you remember Corposium Order? Do you recall the founding principle blazed proudly in letters not available?
I'm trying to pop gloom as well so I can heal myself.
None shall be slaves.
Alright.
We use simple robotics, not cloned labor or mind-shackled cephalons, and we do so to this day. In Corposium's name, I
Got
offer
50,
you
that's probably I threw it when I was really high. If I wasn't paying attention.
Exchange? You turned Jade into an assembly line widget?
But yeah, I'm just gonna say we can maybe try it again on Saturday if you want. So, knowing how it went the last time, I'm going to suggest we probably start with Phasmo first. Just in case there is any potential issues. I know that there are still some bugs. They said that they didn't get rid of every bug, but they got rid of most of them. Then they cut out a lot of the janky grab animations. And do you remember when we were playing with Salt, and the Salt took like 3 minutes to set down? Not 3 minutes, 3 seconds rather. Yeah, they fixed that issue as well. Now it plays at the start of the animation as opposed to the end of it. Nice quality of life there. From what I understand with the Alan Wake event too, there is some sort of dolls we need to collect. And a couple other things. I'm not sure the exact, but I heard something about collecting like little figure puppet doll things. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's definitely an improvement of what we had before. I know that they did say, I don't know if they did fix it or if they said they were working in the process of fixing it, but I know there was something mentioned about the camera being in the way with the tier 2 and tier 3 ones. They said it was being worked on. I don't know if they ever got around to fully fixing it or if they're still in the process of doing so, but I don't know. Worst case, we can always play a round or two off stream, see if it's good. And if it's workable, we play it live. Otherwise, we could just go ahead and wait. Honestly, it might just be the best strategy. Because that way we don't have an awkward situation like last time where the game's in a really rough state for everyone. We got people crashing and whatnot.
Hey, sweetie. Guess what? By the time I'm done with you, you'll never form a consonant again.
I don't think... You died before you finished talking. I don't think you're gonna be forming a consonant again either.
Failure to stop them will incur my extreme displeasure.
Well, they're about to get extreme displeasure. Yeah. Almost feel bad, you know? Almost feel bad for them, you know? They were just being sent to their death. To be fair, they knew what they were getting themselves into when they signed up. You ain't killing me. All I gotta do is hammer you. Now I'm effectively invulnerable. I'm effectively immortal even. As long as I got enemies near me.
You did it. Now, bring the volatiles to me on the Runda relay.
Not bad, not bad. How are we looking right now? 11 of them. 50. Okay, we got 69. That's not bad. It is enough to buy... the question is, do I buy a copy? I guess I could buy, since that's 65, I could buy a decoration and I could buy one of the mods. I think I'll wait. Because I could get all 3 of them at once then. It's probably the best option. Only 3 more this time, sadly. Just my plastic count's going up. That was an issue. Polymers was a bit low too, but not as bad because it's plenty easy enough to get. This was always an issue though. For some reason, plastics are surprisingly rare for how common they're supposed to be and how much you actually use them. They're a lot rarer than you would think. Alright, let me go ahead and just start tweaking with Sevi real quick. Rozzy's got everything. Let me just start putting stuff required. Like, I don't want anything to be too ridiculous. Pheromone, that's really expensive. Anything that's gonna kind of cheap. This is not bad. It's energized munitions. This can be pretty cheap. Screw it, Ice Wave. Biotics generally isn't too bad. Sure. I'm actually gonna get rid of it immediately, but I'm just trying to remove the infusion. Feed him. Just abuse it real quick, you know? It's 99%. I'm not gonna care about that. Burp on samples is fine. Oxides I actually will hold off on doing though right now. It's just a little bit of, you know, a little bit of stuff there. Here that I can just toss. I mean, you got plenty of more. I got Orc and Ciphers. I can just feed him Orc and Ciphers. Like, they're worthless. They are helmet food. I'm gonna do one more, pull that off. And then, cause like I said, you can see I'm slowly chipping at this. I'm on rank 12 out of 15. I actually don't know what the most efficient usage is. I think I could just feed 25. Which is ironically kind of tempting because we're getting plenty from there. Actually, I think I will, unironically. Because we're doing plenty of Operation Belly of the Beast. 25 Gallium is not hard to come by. I don't... There is other things like the Carbides that I can get very easier Railjack stuff. That's actually probably better. Now that I think about it. Ganglion is just free. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead. I have so much of it that I genuinely don't care if I'm wasting some. It's 50 per 100 of it's not gonna do much. Mega isotopes are kind of funny. Nav coordinates are also good too, because they're kind of just junk. Yeah, thermal sludge, Orc and Ciphers, nav coordinates, all easy bits and pieces. Even to an extent, Morphix and Fervon samples. There we go, about 9,000. We made some small progress. Alright, back to decorating in the meantime. Shelf. No, I don't have any kind of shelves. Got a little janitorial kit.
Knock, knock.
Now, who would be knocking all the way out here?
Let me out.
I don't
Let me
think
out.
you should answer that.
Actually, I can just warp. What am I concerned? Oh yeah, did I show you, Halo? I got a new drone. Hang on. Night. We have 9 now. We got 2 of these kind, the Katir ones. We've got 2 of the ship ones. We've got 2 of the. We got 2 kind of random. We actually got 4 of the ship ones. We got these. We got 2 kind of just mismatched ones. We got the Duviri one and the infested one. And we got the tank. So we have my entire platoon of drones rolling out immediately from spawn. And it makes me so. I mean, they're all different ones too. It's not like I have any duplicates or anything. They're all different. It makes me very happy. It makes me feel all warm and cozy inside. I want to put. So we got notes of golden sunlight. What does golden sunlight taste like? It doesn't make sense to me. Who's got golden sunlight in there? Does anyone here know what golden sunlight tastes like by any chance? Anyone at all? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna put Lloyd over by the Stalker. I kind of like being here. If I had a Jade plushie, I'd put him right here. I put it right here where Lloyd is. thing. Kind of want to do a thing, you know? Oh yeah, I forgot I have a copy of this. These I'm gonna bring out when it comes closer to Christmas time. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. Human sight. Got a Naros floof. Got even more statues and places there too. We got the old Cooper Darling Carnadine. Oh, I know where I should put you. Yeah, I like the decorations too. I don't care if I'm never going to use them. If I have the opportunity to get a decoration, I generally will. Okay, we're generally. There's a couple of them that I'm like, I just don't think they're worth, personally, but... I want to put this. I do love that I have the option to get the murmur stuff now, too. Let's go in the infested room. Actually, no. I don't think I have a good spot here for the infested stuff. I could always just put it in the corner like this. Could I put DJ ROM on top of it? I could. I actually could. I want to see how that looks. Does it look goofy enough? He's sticking up too much. We've actually got to fix that. His leg's clipping through slightly. Might have to make this bigger actually. Hang on, let me move him. Oh, I actually kind of like that sticking through. At least I can make it a little bit more into the ground. Nope, nope, nope. I hold it. I kind of like the idea of it just poking out. Like, it's just been buried in here casually. I could always put him back where he was. Oops. Then where does that mean I put him? I don't have limbo, unfortunately. I don't have limbo, sadly. I was gonna say, if you wanted to think there... I'll let you pick someone else, though. Without the thing there. I don't have limbo, though, unfortunately. I'm like one part off of having limbo prime. I have just not gotten him for whatever reason. Actually, I say that like I am known for having good luck in this game. With my parts. I'm just gonna put him back right here, I guess. It's okay. You can be with the coffin. Alright, I'll let you pick which one it is though, since I don't have limbo. Apparently I can just not go into there for some reason. Alright. Here's all the ones that I got. Only one I'm gonna say I'm not gonna give is Volt, and that's just because Volt does not have any mods on him essentially. But I've got Hildren, Sevi, Titania, Valkyr, Ureli, Ember. Alright. She's frail, but you know what? We'll make it work. She had decent enough stats on her that I think I can make it work. I might die a few times, though. To be fair, Ember is not known for being bulky, and even with good mods on her, even if she's built the best, she is not known for being bulky, so... To be fair, not much is changing. Fun fact, I
All
actually
that
picked
is
up the
left
heirloom
of her
skin
is
for
the
Ember,
notes in this cave.
mostly because of the fact that I was planning on getting most of the bundle, and it was just cheaper to get the entire thing as opposed to everything that I wanted. Well, not cheaper, but like it was very similar price. Let me correct myself. It was like 300 some for everything I wanted. Like late 200s, early 300s. And I'm like, at that point, I might as well get the skin. Because it'll be a really similar price than as a whole. And I do like the coloration for the skin. I do like the glossy kind of feel, like the little sparkly bit. I know I say that as I'm staring at Ember's ass, but like, that's the easiest point to point at. Or like her main body right here. There's like little specks in there alongside the black. So I know like Valkyr has that. I don't have, unfortunately, Frost and Mag heirlooms were never available to me. But if I did have them, I would use those skins too, for the same reason. I do need to pick up Rhino still. I need to pick up. To be fair, I've not been spending my platinum on that. To be fair, I've been selling a lot of things either too recently. But that's of a different concern.
Power lines have been severed. You'll have to supply power manually.
Okay, I guess we'll go all the way up there because it's not giving me the boost.
You do not want to take the stairs.
I want to take the stairs. I ain't afraid to. Oh god, I forgot I might not have my thing.
Too many of those, and you will have to fight a sister of Parvo.
But since I've used Ember, let me see if I remember her abilities. Because I know Tora, I just choose not to. So usually I don't need to. Outside of maybe the Whip Claw. Okay, it is Fireball like the previous. I have an awfully built glue. I'm not doing anything with it. To be fair, I kind of made Ember level her and then just did punch her again. That would also do it. That's because of the fact of she had the early situation. No, to be fair, I say that like I didn't also just go around and make Ureli age the best I could with her. Like that's a valid excuse. Meteor Strike. I'm gonna channel my inner storm. Now, considering it's not really built, that actually isn't that bad. I just tossed whatever I had up to capacity. But also, there's something that I've recently learned about that I've completely neglected to do on my end. I'm like, I might start doing that more. The Warframe Exilus adapters. You can just slap one of them on, and you can swap your polarities then, without needing to use a single forma. That's pretty cool. And it means that a lot of the polarities, like a decent amount of the frames, actually have polarities. It's through weapons as well. They have polarities on the Exilus slot, and that means you can get a free polarity slot if you need it. So like, let's say that you have one that you're not really using the polarity slot because you don't have anything on it. Again, it probably applies more to a weapon in that case that you're not going to be using it. Or like maybe for your frame, you were in higher need of something than your Exilus slot for the moment. Because you're like maybe you're 2 points off your build or something like that, and the polarity slot has, the Exilus slot has the right polarity on it. You can just put an adapter on there, change it over onto one of the other things there, and then boom. Effectively a free forma. The cost of something you probably aren't using as much. So again, the Warframe one, you're probably using that one pretty decently off because there are a good handful of decent polarity mods for that. But for the weapon especially, there's just a chance that you get what is definitely a free formal then. Because most of them are just quality of life stuff, like the, like some of my builds, like my bolter. You'll notice on my end that I have, the one that gives me passive, reload.
You represent an embarrassing mistake.
Okay, let me...
And what do we do with those sisters?
Oh, that one has an ephemera!
Shred them!
Yeah, you can see, I didn't shoot anything, or didn't reload. I just tapped off, and, I went from 50 to 67.
Hurt you quite bad. It's only fair
We're at 67 right now. We're at 80 now.
Troops, the enemy is attempting to extract.
Let me get out. Get over here.
Failure to stop them will
But I do think it's pretty cool that the Sisters of Parvos here can have ephemeras. And it's still the same 20% as they would for natural spawning. Like, I think that one was a heat one, I think. Don't quote me. But I believe that one was the heat one. I don't have that. I have the lightning one and the poison one on the Sisters of Parvos. So I have a poison and a lightning on the Grenier one. But I know what the Grenier one looks like for all of them because it's pretty obvious. The Sisters of Parvos, as I said, there was either radiation or that was... either radiation or heat, and I think it was heat.
Bring the volatiles to me on the rudder relay.
I'll do another round at Ember since I think that's pretty fair then. That way you're at least getting your channel points worth for it. Because they didn't go down, surprisingly. Like I said, I'll just have to start building her better off stream then, which, you know, worst case I just need to toss a Form R2 on her. That shouldn't be too bad. Also, after this next one, I am going to head to the relay if you want to come along for that. Because I think that's a decent spot to go ahead and pause for a second to just check to see what we have Vestigio mote-wise. Pick up a couple things. Obviously, we'll continue after, but... I do think there is a point where you're going to need to... You know, that is just like, I want to pick up decorations to get a couple things there, make sure I know I have account for.
Decision to collect volatile modes despite Parthos Graham's relentless greed for them. Surely you.
I'm not seeing a lot of Stalkers recently. We've had a couple of them today.
Escort her modes out of this
So
cave.
not a ton.
From there, orders will
Very
be
surprising.
that voice.
I guess to be fair with other people, to be fair, I imagine they're probably doing it on the base level more because... Oh, that's why. I didn't know that, actually.
In his own honor.
You know, that would make a lot of sense as to why we haven't seen him in Steel Path today, and we've only seen him a couple times in the basic. You know, that would check out.
Shallow, glassy brain.
That's a bit of a shame, though, because I feel like Steel Path is the only instance where he could actually die. So it would make it a really good risk-reward. Like, unless your Stalker's actively AFK, I think you're generally pretty fine. It also does mean if you want to play as a Stalker, you have to do the basic version. Because it's not a bad thing, it's just... You know, that is a little bit limiting. That is a bit of a shame.
The capsule is ready for transport to
Yeah,
the
today I
surface.
learned that Stalker can't spawn Steel Path Vests. I do wish Stalker was available to play even outside of the event. That would be kind of cool. And it would make sure that this game mode didn't die.
The elevator's power lines have been severed.
Because, like, I remember after the event initially ended, the game mode for this was pretty dead. Like, I remember going to do some because I wanted to sell off one of my arcanes to someone else, and then I needed a spare one afterwards. And then what I did was I just went ahead and went grinding for a little while for enough Vestigio motes to just buy the mod. Yeah, 21 arcanes. In the process, I got like the same 2 people. There was one instance where we had a third guy, well, a fourth guy technically, I guess. A third guy show up. But for the most part, it was just 2 guys and myself on the game mode. And we were just having a conversation between rounds because of the fact that we're the only ones there and realizing that the game mode was just pretty dead. Which is, again, it's a pretty big shame. I do like the idea of Ascension. And it's needed for Jade, but the thing is you go there to get Jade, and then you just don't bother afterwards. Because there's not really a reason to. Especially when some of the arcanes aren't even exclusive to this mode anymore. If you had all the arcanes here that were exclusive to it, because some of them are pretty decent. Like, if it was still that way, you'd probably see more people there. But, you know, I do understand. But, like, unless they add something with the Sirius and Orion stuff, where you'll have extra stuff here by completing it again, where maybe you'd be seeing more people for a bit. You know, unless they add something permanent, like the Stalker being available as a playable thing, I eventually see this dying again. Again, it's a shame. Especially because the fact that I'd love to have it where I'm not solo trying to do it if I really need to. If I'm on at odd hours. But, you know, it is what it is. Zooming around. I hear something. What do I hear? I hear victims, is what I hear. Meteor strike. Meteor.
Known starvation in his youth will never tolerate waste. Be
I
warned.
am prompted for down there.
I will not
He's
let
100% not down there.
legacy be squandered, nor that of Orden Callis.
Ordis fears you are wasting your breath, Mr.
Zach.
Graham.
Yeah, Ordis, I get Ordis on that one. Ordis cooking on that one. Ordis is absolutely cooking. Oh, he gets it. Forget that. We got priorities, and that's the big giant one. Or I can just get knocked down. That's fine too. Yeah, I think it would be one of those things that'd be pretty cool just to have Stalker just permanently available. That's not even. I get why he's not, but I don't know. It's one of those things of. There'd definitely be people who'd love to run around a Stalker, and just the ability to go ahead and make the grind a little bit more fun by introducing an extra little element would probably bring some people back to it. Because for the most part, it's basically just an arcane farm. Once you get everything you need, I mean, it's a Jade farm as well, but you know, once you get Jade and you have all the parts that you need for her, it's just a glorified arcane farm.
A sister of Harvest.
Oh, we got another ephemeral one.
Official position. So you see, I'm
Bye-bye.
officially killing you.
You're
Perhaps
dead
that
before you
would be
finish
so
speaking.
helpful.
Dead people don't speak.
Corvus, the enemy is on their way to extraction.
We are not the enemy. I am simply the ops. There's a difference.
To you.
Because I'm on the opposing team does not mean that I am your enemy. It just means I do not agree with what you want to do presently. You know, it does sound like being an enemy, but like, it's a little bit more to it than that. Also, the one thing I do love about Ember is just popping the meteor strike. Like I said, you just gotta feel like you're just sturm from Advanced Wars. If anyone here has played Advanced Wars before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You just nuke everything. It is such a satisfying feeling.
The rumor relay awaits. There, Jade Forge moats can be good.
Alright, decent amount. 93 is not bad, actually. And that's like 385 vestigial motes. Getting some gallium more. We got almost 450 riven slivers. Like I said, I'm gonna be getting so many by the time I'm done with this event. It ain't even gonna be funny. Alright, let's head to Mercury real quick. La Runda Relay. Make a decoration stop. I was gonna say, I definitely have enough to pick up what I want, because it's 90 for all 3 of the items. We got 93, I believe it was, I said.
For so... Who does Parvos Granum think he is? Bringing up ghosts from the past. Does he think
One, I
that
want the
will
extra
get under Ordis'
decoration,
skin?
and then
It
I
has
want...
not. Really? Really?
The
Ordis
funny
is
man needs his
fine.
copy, and I did promise him I would give him them. If I could sell this, I'd love to get a duplicate version of this and just sell it to someone for that.
The
Volatile
volatile
motes. How many
are
of these
in
do I
limited
need? They're
supply.
30
If
per...
the Tenno can snatch them all up, Parvos and his
30
Jade
times
Exodus
21
project will
is,
be
that's like, what,
halted in its
630,
tracks.
right? Yeah, 630.
Very well.
Yeah, 630 for each.
This Ordnance Karis fellow. Ordis feels like he too.
I'm
would have
like,
stood
I
up
want
for
to pick up
Jade.
just both of these parts right here, and just make sure I have a second copy. I think I will, because I'm
Ordis
lazy.
will contemplate Jade.
And I'm like, I
while
really
the motes
don't
are beneath
need
to our sun.
anything else here. Like, I have, and you can see I got plenty of copies of the weapons here. And I've not done Harmony? I've done Canterra, I know that. Oh, it's because Canterra used like 4 Argon crystals. That's probably why I made, yeah, 4 Argon crystals right there, that's why. Like, duh, that's why I would have used it. Because I needed an Argon crystal dump. That's why I surprisingly don't have a lot of. I actually might just go ahead and dump a whole bunch into that. Or in a secondary surge. See, I got Ice Storm. And I bought an entire thing of Ice Storm on top of it. So it was Arcane Ice Storm I sold. Fortifire actually do pretty decent on. Secondary Surge or Afflictions? Multiplier up to every 200 current energy, up to 3 times. 600, that's not as good. I don't say that's as good. I mean, that's decent, that's kind of cool. But like, eh. Alright, sounds good. Thank you for popping by at the very least. I had some fun. Hope you did too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do melee afflictions right here. Just give myself
Are
8
you
of
going
them.
to use that to
Slaughter Granum's forces.
restore balance to the system? All done.
Should be enough to actually
Ordis
max
will
it
warn
out.
the-
I was gonna say that's 2 of them right there, and then you need 21 to max out entire arcane. So if it's not, it'll be very close to. Let's put it like that. Secondary Surge, I can actually get to the next level too. I guess level 3 actually. Level 3. I need 4 more. Okay, I'm close. I need 40. 40 vestigial motes is pretty easy to get. Like, I just need 4. That's, what, 2-3 missions, roughly? And in the meantime, I actually will go for... where is it? Switch off Ember while I'm doing these, because I just want... I'll use Hail Drain. I don't use Hail Drain enough. I'm gonna destroy Prime out. Let's go the Exterminate.
Operator, Ordis has been interfacing with the Foundry's AI precepts. You could say we forged a new connection.
Alrighty-yo.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor
Okay, back
them
onto the topic
with
of
quick
Phasma
deaths,
from earlier.
and with
I
your
think what we'll
victory.
do is we'll do a round or 2 off stream, see how it feels.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit.
And then,
approaching.
if we're liking how it feels, we'll do it on stream on Saturday. And maybe we'll do a multi one again.
Detecting a potential target. Use it.
Though again, if we do a
Search for
multi one, we
traces
will
of the
start with
target.
fast mode just to be sure. Because DVD is less issue inclined. And usually the issues there are just restart game.
No, do not damage it further.
Now we're
Use
gonna
the
kill it.
synthesis device.
We're killing it.
Disappointing. A dead specimen is useless to Sanctuary. Are you not up to this task?
Nah. It's not my specimen. I don't even know which one they killed, so Big Lord are not my problem presently. Suck. Drop below. Might drop below, yeah. I can just fly. Why might I just fly? I have the ability to fly.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
To be fair, I do not fly super fast. But I can fly. And that is funny. Let me try to slowly fly up. No, hang on. Yeah, that didn't go as fast as I thought it would.
It is done.
Probably shouldn't have flown. It was worth it. To be fair, 15 instead of 10 is not bad. That is a decent amount extra. I guess it really depends on the mission. Like, Exterminate, I got no qualms with. But, like, a Sabotage, Or not Sabotage, Spy, sorry. Sabotage is fine, generally. Defection? Not interested. Let's go this one. We'll go with Excavation. Yeah, Spy is a big no-no. To be fair, I don't know a single person who likes spy missions. Could not name one. You go in there to complete the node for the story or for a quest.
Accept your death.
And then you generally just don't touch it unless you're trying to like farm Avara. Base form Avara. Or unless you're trying to get a very specific mod that's like region specific. In terms of what planets unlock it. Like maybe it's like a C rank or something like that. Like you need all 3 of them unlocked. You know, some hyper specific stuff like that.
Use fuel cells to keep it powered while protecting it from enemy fire.
Get out of eyesight.
Look for power
Okay,
carrier
you can just
foes. Strike them down and bring their cells
troll.
back to the excavators.
You little troll. You little scumbag. I got your ass. I got your ass.
This excavator is fully powered.
Full Metal Jacket's a
Additional
great
fuel cells
movie.
will be used to restore its shields.
I highly recommend it to anyone who's not seen it. So I know it does have like some war elements to it, so I remember right, I think it was. I'll check after we finish this mission, because I'm like, I don't want to say incorrectly. Don't call me on this one if I'm wrong. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was book. To be fair, a lot of films have or our book adaptations into film. Like I can tell you one of the ones that I know I grew up with was How to Train Your Dragon. I had not all the original books, but I had all the original books up until the first movie came out. And even now, I have all of them up to, I think, like, book 10 or 11. This is the last one I have. Which is interesting because with that one, there's plenty of characters that, like, do not show up in the book itself. Like, for example, the biggest example I can immediately think of is the character of Astrid. She doesn't exist. Outside of the movie, she is not a character. The closest we have, and like Jacob's basically girlfriend, is a girl named Kamikaze that you meet in the third book, notably. Also, Fishlegs is very, very skinny in the books, as opposed to the movies.
The excavator has lost power.
I'm trying to think what else. Betty doesn't get a Gronkle. Gronkle's not his in the book. He gets some kind of common dragon. I forget which variant. But he gets some kind of he's got a female one. I don't remember the exact specifics. He's got some kind of female one that is like a vegetarian even. I think he needs like horror cow or something like that. It's something really cheesy. Like I think it's horror cow. Because it was like his explanation for it was I wanted it to sound menacing essentially. But you know, fair enough. Not sure how you make a vegetarian dragon sound scary. Also in the books, Snotlout is Hiccup's cousin. I don't remember if it's still a thing in the movie or not. See, this is how you can tell I really know my stuff with things. Because I can tell you stuff like that. Less a flex, more just... I watched a little... I watched a little too. I read a little too much of the books there. To be fair, I've not seen the third movie, but I have seen the first two. I know there was an animated series as well at one point, which is where Alvin got introduced. And he's like, for context, Alvin is the main antagonist of the book series. I believe he's Fishlegs' father, if I remember right. I'd say spoilers, but like, the series has been out for it's been finished for like a decade. The book series. Like, you can literally Google this. Like, it ain't like it just happened type of thing where I'd be like, okay, spoiler alert, maybe not say that. Like, it's been out for years. You've had a chance. Like, I think it's pretty fair ground on that one. Not safe? Good for me, man. I love being not safe. I love being in danger. It's like Breaking Bad. Say my name. I'm not in danger, I am the danger.
The scanner has picked up
Say
a target.
my name.
Go to the dig site.
God damn.
The excavator has
I remember where I was in high school. We had we finished everything up for this was years ago at this point. But I remember I was in high school and we finished up one of our classes kind of just really early. Like, we had a month left and we didn't have anything left to do on the schedule because we got through some of the units way faster than we expected to. Just because everyone was doing super well on them and we didn't need the extra time. And unlike some of the other schedule changes that impacted, our class was like one of the few ones that was there. So we had some days we watched a couple episodes of Breaking Bad, and then we also watched a couple episodes of it was Lost, if I remember right. Shout out to Miss Brinster. She was a cool teacher. There's technically a non-zero chance that she ever sees this, but it's so astronomically unlikely that I don't think it ever will. But shout out to her.
The excavator is fully powered. Additional fuel cells will be used to restore its shields.
Her and Mr. Coiner were great teachers. Mr. Coiner being my computer teacher. So it was like all my it's like my computer science related stuff there. He was a great teacher as well. Very patient man. Then he really broke things down for us in ways that made a lot more sense than most people would think.
Extraction available. You may leave now or continue excavating artifacts.
Really helped when I was going into uni, because then I had a lot better understanding with coding and other such topics, other related topics, than I probably would have. So shout out to him as well. Need more teachers like that. Obviously, every teacher's not a bad teacher, but I'm like, I've heard so many horror stories, like with Little Croc on her end. So she's got a 504 plan. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know what a 504 plan is, I'm trying to think what's the best way to phrase it. Like, she's okay mentally, but it's one of those things of she just is a bit different in certain areas. You know, she's a little neurodivergent in certain few areas. Like, for instance, she's got some really bad ADD. So she needs to have things done a little bit easier for then. She's like very sensitive to certain sounds that irritates her immensely. So we're not necessarily she gets really aggressive necessarily is the right word, but it's more like she gets very irritable whenever she hears it. Which, like, I'm the same way. One of the things, like, one of the sounds I cannot stand personally is the sound of, like, you ever been in a test hall before and it's the sound of like 200 pencils scribbling on paper at the same time? That irritates me so much. But she's pretty similar in that regard, where there's a few sounds that really irks her. Drives her up a wall. So, like, she needs to go to a different area for testing for that reason. And you for certain other similar kind of things. I don't know, we're learning today. But yeah, some of her teachers unfortunately just don't care. Like, she had one of them that didn't know about her 504 plan and was super nice afterwards and was a lot more lenient on her. But then there was just two of them that just, one of them just disregards it completely. And the other one's like, okay, as long as you aren't an active problem, I don't care about your existence. I'm not going to do anything special for you, but I'm not going to treat you as harshly as I did previously. Mostly because I don't want to deal with you. Just like, that's a bit of a cold way to look at things, but you know, I assume with her, with that teacher, she probably just is not used to dealing with children in that regard, with some of those issues. So she just probably does not know how to handle Little Croc in that regard.
We need to destroy the reactor. The reactor will have tight security. Watch out for enemy patrols.
I've ever said her name on stream without realizing. I probably have, like, once or twice. Wouldn't be surprised if I did today.
Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
It's on the difference, to be fair. like I'm giving my entire name, address, and social security. You know, if we were, we'd be having a little bit of a different... actually, I wouldn't even be streaming at that point. I'd be a liability to myself. Like, very clearly, I'd be a liability to myself at that point. But with her, as I said, she got one teacher who's at least better about it. Like, she loves that teacher now. I'm very happy about, because it's her favorite subject. So it's nice to see that that teacher's actually taking a little bit more care and trying to help her, as opposed to just treating her like, well, I have to put up with you. I don't want to. So as long as you don't cause me problems, I won't cause you problems. You get the one of them that just genuinely does not care even still. To the point where, like, she got put in lunch attention over the smallest thing, for instance, at one point. Like, it irritated me so much, because, like, she was the only one getting unfair treatment in the class. She spoke up once and got lunch attention. And the had a test paper ripped up. Meanwhile, another student who did it, and was talking more, got warned 3 times. And didn't have, like, lunch attention or anything happen to her. But she talked, not even talked, whispered, not talk even, like the other kid did. Whispered. And it was literally because she was embarrassed. She was whispering to her friend, basically saying, you know, hey, do you think I can ask the teacher to use the restroom? And for that, she got her entire paper ripped. Like, there are some people that should not be teachers. I feel like that teacher's probably one of them. Because that is way too harsh, especially when you're doing that to one kid. And not the rest of them. And mind you, this is the same teacher that was also, don't remember if I mentioned on his stream, but this teacher is also actively insulting her as well. I'm sorry, I know this is Big Brother coming out, and this one there. This is protective older brother coming out at that point, but I'm like, you know, it makes me feel really bad for her because she's doing her best. I mean, she's not perfect, no one is. But, you know, she's being penalized a lot harsher than her classmates are, just because she's a little different. You know, it's wrong.
Target found. Destroy it.
Like, I don't know if I'm necessarily teacher material personally, but if I was a teacher, I wouldn't ever do that sort of thing. I'd be treating all my students equally. For the most part, I mean, if there's any that have like a 504 plan, that's why I say for the most part, because if there's any like 504 plan, I need to go about things a little differently for them. But, you know, at the end of the day, they're all still children. Even if they're in, even if it was high school. She's not even in high school, mind you. I'm just saying that she's younger than that, but even if it was high school, you know, she still is not a full-grown adult. She's still a child. You know, there's a reason that you're not considered an adult until you're 18, and even then, you're not full adult until you're 21. There's a reason why in the U.S. you can't drink alcohol until you're 21. Yeah, I know the U.S. is like one of the strictest drinking laws in certain places. So I know a lot of places it's just 18. It's a little bit weird considering you can't drink, but you can go out and fight and die for your country. I do feel like that's a little odd there, but at that point I feel like either lower to 18 or boost to 21 for the thing there, but eh. Oh, hey, man. To get out going to fight and die. Thank you. I don't know, just one of those weird inconsistencies. I'm not gonna get political with it. It's just one of those things that's a weird inconsistency I've noticed. It is what it is. Unfortunately, I am not a lawmaker. I cannot To be fair, even if I was, I feel like I wouldn't be perfect either. Like, I'm sure there'd probably be something I'd say that there'd be plenty of people who would not agree with me on. That's just an inevitability. Whether it be because of political ideals or just life experience or just personal beliefs on certain things. Gar. I'm gonna go basic one again because it's not too much of a difference. I mean, it's not as many arcanes potentially, but look, I'm here to have fun. I don't mind doing some of the Steel Path variant, but I kind of want to see some Stalkers running around because it's funny. Okay. I guess they just either finished up or they... Yeah, I was gonna say they just finished up. That's... No, never mind. They had a full squad. Nope, we're going in. I don't know what's going on with the other guy, but... So he was joining in too. But... Whatever.
Ordis will not stand
Yeah, I'm gonna do... At least personally. Ideally I can get some people like maybe lower the Bunny Man would be willing to. Maybe Coffee we can get him into. But I will have to see on that, because I would love to at least test the event and make sure everything looks good before we do commit to doing it on the weekend. So I don't want to be like, oh, everything looks great, and then, you know, everything looks a lot better than comparison, and then it's still, everything looks a lot better, and it plays a little bit better, but it's still a little janky. So I can only see what people have done, like, YouTube videos or, like, streams there. That's not going to be, you know, everyone has different rigs. Like, I can guarantee you. It's like, for example, I have 64 gigabytes of CPU. I can guarantee you that most people are not running with 64 gigabytes of CPU. Which in retrospect, if I got this computer, I would have gone ahead and probably dropped it down to like 48, because that was an option there. I would have probably gone 48 and boosted the GPU a little bit more. Give myself a few more gigabytes there. But actually, no, to be fair, I would have had to drop it down to 32. Which, to be fair, 32 would have still been fine. Would have been plenty. I know 16 is plenty. You know, sometimes it pushes a little bit on certain games, but even then, like 32 would definitely be enough. Like CPU right now, for example, I got up in the top corner. I can't see it on the stream, but like I'm not even pushing 20% on my CPU. And that is with several processes in the background, like Google Chrome open in the background, with some tabs. Not a ton, but a little bit, you know, a couple of them. Obviously, got stuff like the stream processes that I need to. But you also got some general stuff, like a couple things open for after. Put that one in, because no one's doing anything. I'm not sitting around. Okay, I did. Okay, apparently I'm doing this basically by myself. Unless I have one guy that's going around and helping. There's stuff in there. Shout out to him. Because there is a point where if we get enough stuff and we have all the beacons, then we can just kind of chill in the elevator, but... You know, before we get to that point... We need to get a decent stock going. I hear it. Do hear it. I do have to be kind of close. I'll get that in a second once I drop this one over. So I'm quiet for a moment so I can hear it. It's right here, it is. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. I want to make sure we actually get it, because if we don't pull the sister beacon, that's a potential potential waste of really good resources. Because you're talking, you get a couple extra vestigial modes, you get a couple extra volatile modes. You know, you get all that kind of good stuff out of there.
What further closure can your actions possibly bring her? It is sentimentality, and as such...
I like sentimentality. It means that you care about people. It means you care about other things. It means you got emotions. It means you're a person. I think we do have enough to generally get us up to the top at this point. Here you go, have some fun. Have some grenade. Almost there. Pause it for the funkies. Right here.
You have about as much chance as a snake in a typing contest.
Gone.
This is your last chance to avert
Whipped to death
failure.
with glass. Probably not a great feeling to get whipped by glass. Like, then it's like, is it molten glass or is it like just razor sharp glass? Or like, I know cores is basically barbed wire. Like, getting whipped by barbed wire definitely ain't gonna feel good. That's for certain. I ain't touched barbed wire, but I know it's got all them little thorns on it. Well, it's called barbed wire for a reason. This is just funny enough to one tap literally anything at this point. I have enough energy regen going. Which is irrelevant to me. And just boom, 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 boom. More.
Another job well
Nice.
executed.
The Gallium more, volatile motes more. It's 23. 18 goes into 23, so again, we're pretty close. Like 1 to 2 more runs, depending on how much we get. So yeah, 23 we need. Yeah, you need 17. If I got 17 for the next one, I would be able to buy the 4 last little ones that I need. Unless I get a copy there and it's 30 then, but which I definitely would get then. So I believe minimum is like 7. I believe it's like 7 for minimum. That is like no Sister of Parvos, and you roll really badly on your number. And even that'd be 30 then. Realistically, you're probably hitting an average of like at least, you know, like 12 to 20 generally.
All that is left of her is the moat in this cave. Ordis could have
Even I don't think it could be that low. You know, 15 I could see. Not more than 12 though. Be much higher than that. Or much higher, but
I know who
a little higher.
Do you think you are helping Jade? Preserving her
Buddy, how many times have you started yapping?
dignity? The Oracle used her like they used
Granum, you got a degree in Yaponomics right now.
Justice and truth.
Let me tell you, you ain't streaming this, buddy. Unlike me, you ain't streaming this.
Greater. She still can. As a weapon of my righteous
We need a Parvos Granum feature. That's awful. Oh, that's hilarious. It's just a Warframe sponsored VTuber of Parvos Granum, and he's just streaming playing the game in the void.
You sound exactly like one of
Spread Corpus propaganda in the process. Have an official Corpus guild and everything. Okay, to be fair, the more I talk about that, the more that sounds like a really funny idea. I could totally see that happening.
Is ready for transport to the surface.
So hilarious. I would watch that personally. I would absolutely watch that.
That was a sister beacon. Do that again, and one
Sounds amazing.
will join the fight. What? The elevator's power line is severed. You'll have to
Second.
power manually.
Oh, there you go.
Find ionic charges scattered about. You do not want to take the stairs.
Sorry about that. Apparently my dongle disconnected for a moment. That froze everything on my end. What is the... Okay, sorry about that. Must have actually tapped it or something without realizing. To be fair, do you remember where my mouse pad is on this desk? It is possible I did, albeit unlikely. It's still theoretically possible. Fortunately, I only have my dongle slot for this one on the same side that my mouse is. Okay, unlikely, but is possible. Nope. Nope. Sorry. No, I'm feeling so stupid. The thing is, like, I've dusted the office fairly recently, too. So I wonder why I'm just suddenly sneezing. To be fair, there could be pollen outside. I do have pollen allergy. I do have 2 allergies. Well, I used to have an allergy to dog saliva, but I had a dog when I was younger named Licorice, so got over that one real quick. Let me tell you. Got over that allergy real fast. We got Mesa. I was paying attention to that. We got a Mesa, we got Mirage Prime, and then a Noko.
freedom than a happy slave. Do you still believe you earned your happiness through honest work?
Yeah.
Have you forgotten how they burned that placid smile onto your face?
Ordis is not listening. La 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 la.
I'm gonna just refill it while I'm here. It's a decent knockdown. Please. I thought I heard that. We have... Okay, problem solved. We have charged on the elevator. I don't know how we suddenly stopped. Just no one is like one of them AFK on the elevator or something, or was nobody at the elevator at the moment? I haven't really been paying attention to where everyone is. I'm assuming we were probably all split up. That seems more likely. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo gang approach. Here's some speed going. I know it's not the most efficient, but like... we're almost there. We might as well just zoom in 3 times for the rest of it. Did she just one-tap me? You little rat, you did. Her summoning into me, just one-tap me. Just kaboom. Not happy. Casually one-tap him. You know, good feeling. So you ain't making it that far. And if they do, they just get slapped.
You did it. Now,
Just wait 1 second, I'm going to reconnect my thing that feels a little quiet on mine. I don't think it's impacting stream, but... Okay, 11. I did... Actually, I was pretty close to my 12 guess. Okay, that's better. Sounds back to normal, because it was like half volume for... after it went out for a second. Enough that I could still hear it, but not loud enough that it was... great. And I wasn't about to turn it up and ear blast everyone else. Because I know system-wise it'd be coming through at a different volume than my headphones would be effectively.
Ordis will not stand idly by.
Like, yeah, that sounds way
while
louder than
program and read
where I was
the
here a
last
couple
vestiges
seconds
of
ago, like
Jade
20
for his
seconds ago.
Xmas executioner program. He must be beaten.
Ooh, this location, okay. Actually not a bad one.
Could that be your Orden Caris? I'd recognize that voice anywhere. Are you Corpus? These thieves and their renegade leader are
Renegade
taking my
leader.
volatile moats.
That is what you call us.
Them.
Ordis's name is Ordis.
Oh, we got a Stalker now.
An offer of help.
Still wish you could see chat.
Believes it is genuine.
Even if you couldn't interact with her, you could at least see it. The reason I know he can is because they changed it, is that when I got bored, I pulled up someone that was streaming there. I ended up getting into the same stream or the same lobby as they were. By randomly joining up, they were playing solo, I was playing solo, ended up joining up randomly, and they were playing Stalker. I saw my name on there, I'm like, oh. Yeah, could not see.
A sister beacon? Trigger
I could not see.
Those, and you will have to fight a sister of Parvo.
I agree, Wardis. I agree.
Find ionic charges nearby, or else we will be going nowhere.
Alright, that's the beacon collected. The beacon's collected. Beacon multiple. Ooh, 3 times. Honestly, let me just... gonna burn that now. No reason not to. I'm gonna be like, probably should save those. But unless I'm blitzing around trying to grab multiple, it's just generally gonna be worth it to pop them. Especially if we're missing any. At that point, we get an actual value out of it too. But it's also just more fuel efficient. There's that. We got Trinity, a Uriel, and a Necros. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a Trinity prom. Actually, no, I've definitely seen Trinity prom. I just didn't recognize the icon because it's been a while.
Do you see how my operator dispatches
Murders your private army, yeah. No, murders is pretty accurate, Orders. I mean, look at this. They are cooked, scrambled, flambéed, broiled, half-boiled, charred, souffled even. Parboiled. You got that one too. Get.
Auxiliary elevator inbound. Full of corpses. Corpus.
Oh yeah, corpses. Yeah, the difference between corpses and corpus is a state of living. In a few seconds. Definitely a difference between a corpus and a corpse. What your corpse is a couple seconds. Bye. Sorry, I need you to die, thank you. I would feel like 3 times you need to die.
Did you prepare wisely? I doubt it.
You didn't. You didn't bring an ephemera. Means you die. To be fair, even if you brought an ephemera, you'd die too. You know, we're an equal opportunity killer here. You know, equal opportunity employer, equal opportunity killer. That's how it goes. You know, we kill men and women equally here. You come with an ephemera or you come without an ephemera, we kill you anyway. At least in this specific mode. If you had an ephemera, I am partial to collecting them. So you get to live. Even if you're like level 2. Yeah, Halo, I don't think you've ever seen me do a Lich on stream. I actually got one at one point or another months back. It was a Grenier one. And it had an ephemera. And I just happened to guess the correct combination in like 1 or 2 tries. Without even meaning to. I was just trying to see where one of the things that I had information on was placed. And per chance, I just happened to have the other correct ones in without even knowing what they were. It was really funny, but also really depressing, because I actually kind of wanted to use that one. And it was only up to level 2, and I wanted it to be rank 5. Because rank 5 generally means it has a lot better stats. I got 18 here, that's plenty. Okay, I need a 9. Got 18. Good stuff, good stuff. Got 8 volatile motes. Good amount of ruin slivers. Melee affliction's not bad. Actually, why am I even questioning? I can literally go to Mercury and see how much I have. I'll see how much I have there. Because again, I might want to pick up my... I want at least the 2 decorations. I might go for a 3rd one if I can. But I want at least...
Operator, do you see anything you would like?
So yeah, I'd love another one of these. But I'm like, I have bigger priorities. Like, these are whatever. Don't get me wrong. Just 100 things for an Archon Shard's great.
Orders will
What?
contemplate, Jade, while her motes
I
are
have to buy
committed to
multiples
our
at the same
son.
time. But yeah, these, I at least have one a copy I can sell now. That's important. That's much more important to me. Because like these, I can always get them whenever I need to. These are going to be a lot harder to get. And I can sell them for platinum. You know, money.
This Ordnance Karis fellow. Orders feels like he too would have.
Oh,
stood
I'm
up for
actually
Jade.
like 3 off. Speaking of needing 30.
Magnificent. Ordis truly
Perfect.
appreciates all you have done to honor Jade's memory.
It's close.
Jade's
2
light
more
will
of
be
these then.
returned to the life-giving fire. Ordis will see the operator back on the orbiter.
I will be back momentarily, Ordis. You'll be saving me in like 3 seconds. Unironically, 3 seconds. One off. Actually, get this 2. But yeah, I think we'll do 1 or 2 more runs, and then... I don't want to call it too quickly, but I'm like, eh. We got a good amount of things there. Also, tomorrow's gonna be back to Monster Hunter Day. That's gonna be funky with it. It means we're gonna be back to hunting Rompopos again. Yeah, I'd love to kill big Rompopo, but we also need people that can actually handle big Rompopo. That's an important one. So again, I am not trusting randoms to be prepared for him. Because like I get that like the random bow user that does not have the poison resistance because they're attacking from range.
Nobody can learn.
But if I'm seeing you run around with like dual blades, and I know you're getting one tapped from the geyser, or not one tapped, but you know hit heavily, and then you're getting nuked by the guy, like by the poison that's come after the geyser, because you didn't bring poison resistance at least, or straight immunity. At least poison resistance is something. And it takes 3 gems. You can either you could slap it on to some tier 1, so like you should have the gem slots to be able to do it. And at worst, you could probably just make the poison resist thing. It's fairly cheap. You just gotta kill Rompopo, Nursilla, and then Big Rompopo. Or not Big Rompopo, like a high rank Rompopo. This is pretty easy. Yeah, people aren't. I don't know. I don't know why. They just aren't. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, we'll do another run or two. That way we still at least have a decent stream. So I'm like, I could just end things here. But I'm like, it's a nice 2.5 hour stream. But I'm like, I want to go a little bit longer.
In this cave. Otis could have
Should.
It's also one of those things that, as much as I do like Warframe, there's not as much to do. Just because there's not the major update. Like, honestly, what I'll, like, talking candidly here, what I'll probably do next week is I'll probably swap out Warframe Wednesday for something else. So, like, I'm still having a good time with some of the other games. Like, I want to replace out one of them. But I'm like, admittedly, I've just kind of done a lot of Warframe. I mean, we've got side quests, but that's really about it. And some of them are... Are we done talking, Mr. Granum? I'm trying to have a conversation here.
Otis does not know what you are babbling about.
I don't know either, because I ain't paying attention.
An offer of help. Otis believes it is genuine.
But yeah, as I was saying, like, I do love the game. I mean, I've played it basically the equivalent of every week on stream. And in the cases where I haven't had a week there, I've always had a week to make up for it somewhere else.
The capsule is
like, to the point where, okay, this isn't me trying to toot my own horn or anything, this is just me talking matter-of-factly. Like, I've streamed enough that even just considering once a week with, like, a 2.5 hour stream, I was in top 10% of Warframe streamers.
Triggering one
which is surprising, to be honest with you. I'm very surprised on that.
Tripping all three of them will
in terms of time.
be seen as provocation. What? The elevator's power lines have been severed? You'll have to supply power manually. Find ionic charges scattered about. You do not want to.
I imagine there. One of those things that just I've done so much in this game. Because I mean, the only things I have left are a couple Warframe side quests, and a couple of them are like 1 or 2 of them are time sensitive. Like, I know Revenants is. I think one of the other ones I still have might. I might as well just toss it down there. Like, I just missed Jade Prom. I just noticed that as someone's username. Pretty fitting. Ah, I knew I heard it somewhere, right here. So I would have definitely checked around here too, and I would have definitely seen it. So I'm like, I had the right idea. I'm gonna do. Yeah, it says I'll do one more after this, and then I'm gonna go ahead. How have I never gotten semi-shotgun cannonade? Was it just that rare, or is it a bug that is saying that it's new for me? To be fair, I was gonna say I know they drop mods. I guess maybe there is potential that maybe I just didn't get it somehow, which would be unlikely, but. I've had rarer things happen. Like missing like almost 20 bronze relics. There's like 18 or 19 of them. It was bronze relics. When we did a rad share. That was, to be fair, that was ridiculous. Well, not a rad share, like an inch share rather. the odds of that came down to like 1% of not getting it. Not even.
Do you remember Corposium Orden? Do you recall the founding principle blazoned proudly in letters not of arrogant gold, but honest brass?
Yeah, smash it up a little.
None shall be.
But yeah, like I was saying, it's one of those things. I love the game, but it's one of those things of it's not gonna be entertaining if I'm forcing myself to play it for y'all. So I'd rather take a week off from it and play something else for the week and give myself a little bit of time to recharge. As much as I do love it, but it's like I don't know what to do sometimes. I'm gonna be real with you. I just have some days where I'm like I don't want to just relic farm a whole bunch. You know, I'm not as much as I would love to be bigger. I'm not gonna try anything scummy there. Trying, it's like let's say be like, oh, I have my morals about me, unlike some people. No, I just don't want to do anything that I think would be too scummy on my end to try to get people in. And then with those people, you know, run some stuff. Like, I'd love to go ahead and run a whole bunch of missions. And I'd love to do like 20-minute survival missions with groups of people. But again, I'm just not big enough that I could realistically do that. Let's talk real here. Like, almost every single person in my chat that is watching right now was on Warframe, was actively playing the game. And wanted to go ahead and get in with me. I don't see that logically happening. Like, I don't see that logically happening where I'd have enough people to really do so. Which is a shame, but you know, we get there eventually. About having patience with it. So I'm like, I just can't, because I can't do that. It does mean that like I have less options for what I can and want to do. And I'm not just gonna go into, you know, region chat and be like, oh, I'm streaming by the, or I'm about to be live, you know, come by. Because A, most of those people probably don't care, and B, that just feels not great. You know, there's a difference between advertising yourself and kind of forcing it down people's throats. Like, I got no problem with Monster Hunter, for instance, if I'm helping people to pop in. But, like, if I'm not popping in to help them, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm live, potentially. Or, you know, come by if you need help. You know, at that point, I'm offering them a choice when it makes sense, because I'm offering to help, because I'm helping them when they want the help. I'm not going to go into public lobbies and be like, oh, I'm streaming. Y'all come play with me. Like,
Oh, Vala is going to be livid when she hears it was me who took you out.
Again, there's such a thing as subtlety.
This is your last chance to avert failure, troops. Grasp it.
I'm gonna grasp you. Throw you. On a different note, I don't know about, I'll figure out what I'm gonna play, but I'm like, on a different note, I was playing DBD last night, speaking of playing things. Oh man, it went really well. I had a, then we had the strangest survivor that just, she hid in a locker when it was me and, I was playing Wraith and I had Oni as a teammate, I was playing with a random. And we both knew she was there, but she was not exactly subtle. We saw her go in, and she refused to come out, so I just stood there in case she did come out, while Oni went ahead and started shutting down all the hatches, and then she just stood there in the locker until
dealing serious damage to the capsule.
She just wanted to, until like she physically died. And I get it, it's one of those things of, oh, why didn't you just grab her? I'm like, I honestly considered it, but I'm like, you know, Oni, I was heading over there and Oni was like, no, we don't take her out. I'm like, you know, fair enough then. You know, I get what he's going for. He's
The relay awaits.
It's like if she wants to go ahead and play that way, then
Mission complete.
because it was
Excellent
Michaela.
work, Tenna.
But I'm like, I just find it strange because like you know you're gonna die either way, because you're gonna get grabbed out. Is it one of those things you're trying to make it you go out on your own terms by that logic? You're trying to be stubborn about it? Because that's a little silly. I've never understood that kind of process of thinking. But it is what it is. But yeah, she did eventually die. And even like some of the people in the endgame chat were all in agreement, like, why didn't she just come out and die with a little honor? Like, she was dead either way. Honestly, the only reason I didn't grab her out was because Oni didn't want me to. If he wanted me to, I would have gladly done so. If he would have done himself, I would have had no problems with that. Especially because she was very rude during that game. A lot of taunting, a lot of teabagging, a lot of gesturing. When Oni went ahead, and then she was also even rude to her own teammates. Oni smashed with his Blood Rage one of her teammates. She dodged out of the way of his next rush, and he continued going after someone else. And she started teabagging on one of her teammates as right before I ended up picking him up.
Operator, are you enjoying the view?
So like, I might as well just go grab and make sure I lock it in, especially because he'd be on the ground for a bit. Otherwise, I've gone ahead and made sure to down her, but I'm like, I'm not gonna give her think she was not wounded at that point. If she was, I would have just gone ahead and did it there. But even then, I felt bad for that teammate that she had. Because instead of going to help him, she was just taunting him. So, one of those things that's a bummer for both sides of the coin. But you got people like that. But outside of that, I had some pretty good rounds though. I had a spirit round with a trapper. We got a full kill on everyone. I had a spirit round on, I'm trying to remember which character it was. I had a Deathslinger. Really good Deathslinger, by the way. Shout out to him. I had a really good Deathslinger. Normally when I see Deathslinger, I get a little wary, because it's one of those cases like it's a Pyramid Head case, where most Deathslingers and Pyramid Heads generally tend to not be the best. Which is a shame, because the character's cool. It's just, unfortunately, the people that tend to use him aren't great. Like, they aren't trying to make shots through all. Like, this man was making shots through Shaq. Like, he took, there's 2 holes through Shaq. He shot through it and pulled someone all the way on the other side. Through 2 tiny holes. Like, he was making shots like that. Like, he was making shots between little gaps that were available. Man was making trick shots. So, like, shout out to him. Yeah, we did pretty good there, too. We got 6 people out. Unfortunately, the last 2, one of them got hatched almost immediately. And then we were chasing one of them, and unfortunately, she got to hatch pretty quickly after we got her. And we tried to go ahead and down her, but then, unfortunately, I kind of whiffed mine because auto-aim. And anyone who's played DBD knows about auto-aim and how that can, it's usually a help, but it can be a hindrance sometimes. Because she made a really jerky movement, and auto-aim just kind of screwed me over when I was aiming pretty good at her. And then unfortunately, I was an animation cooldown, and Deathslinger missed his shot. And she got to hatch, and she jumped in immediately. Which, to be fair, I don't blame her for jumping in immediately. It's a Deathslinger. You don't give him a chance to go ahead and shoot you again. But I had a pretty good match through as a whole. Curb stomp some teams.
Now we can escort it.
To be fair, it was, well, not necessarily curb stomp. Well, one of them would we did curb stomp. They had like 5 generators left. Like, they had just finished the one leading, like they just finished the one that was on 6, bringing it down to 5. And then at that point, they all started just kind of hiding and trying to play a game of chicken because there were 3 of them left. Which, again, I don't fully blame them. It is unfortunate, but, you know, they all were not in a good situation where they were all on death hook. And, yeah. other one was the Trapper game I mentioned. We actually got to the point where they were getting gates, but Trapper double trapped one of the thingies there. So they almost got one of the gates open. Oop, lightning. But instead of getting the gate open, he had to run, and then he ran right into a trap that was right nearby in some bushes by the exit. It was on Macmillan Estate.
Reinforcements arriving via
It was
the auxiliary elevator
pretty
bay.
good. It was a pretty funny run. Man was not happy though. I don't blame him, but he was very unhappy about it in endgame. Like, I wouldn't say he was robbed, because he still needed to get the door open, and we were right on top of him anyway. Even if he tried to get the door open, I would have 100% caught up to him and hit him, because he was wounded. So, like, I don't think that would have mattered. As much as he would want to claim that he was potentially robbed of a win. I would have to whip my attack or intentionally ignore him, and I was chasing him. Like, I don't think within a reasonable suspicion that he would have gotten out. So I don't think it made too much of a difference there, but you know, he can believe what he wants. If he feels like maybe he potentially could have gotten out, then if that's what he wants to believe, who am I to stop him? Maybe he would have. Maybe there's a world where he did get out.
Looks expensive. Has your desire outmatched your will?
But the rest of the people there died with some pretty good. They took it in stride for the most part. This is good. You know, it's a game. Okay. Or jump on the elevator, but you know that looks too, I guess. Get above this. Get another one down. Oh, we're got 3 times speed. We probably need at least one more 3 times speed realistically to hit that. I'll decide that we might have enough power. If we can, we might be able to get with not using the rest of it. Oh, get him. I'll try to get this guy. Nope, that's that. That doesn't matter. I'm in something. I was watching a video last night as well. Well, I was kind of just vibing and getting ready for bed. Right? You know, trying to wind down and whatnot. I was watching a video on how Pawn Stars, if anyone's ever seen the TV series Pawn Stars on the History Channel before. How that series is basically just a scam. To the point where they had the pawn shop, they had a general set that was there, and they came prepared with, like, they'd have the producers basically feeding them info, make them sound smarter, or like some of the other experts being like mutually exclusive.
Yes, I do.
And some of them like not showing up later because they refused to sign an exclusivity contract that basically said that they have to put their shop on the strip alongside, so it's not a lie to say that they're on the strip with them, and they have to only show up on television when they're called upon by the History Channel for Pawn Stars and a couple other things. The show really took off. Then there was the low wall offer. The director intentionally wanted them to go super low to certain things. So they offer only generally about 20 to 60% of the item's value depending on what it was. And the fact that generally some of the experts got a small cut depending on the item too, as well as basically a bonus for being paid to come up. That explains why you'd get some of those items from the, oh, this is worth $8,000. Best I can do is $850. And it's like, yeah, that's an awful deal. But some of those people were genuinely desperate. Some of them wanted to get on the show just for the sake of.
You did it.
And there was a couple cases where that was the case. And they kinda... I couldn't mention it, obviously, but... There were some people that, like, posted some footage, like, capturing, like, a secret watch or secretly recording their phone for the audio. Talking like the producers and such. Which is kind of cool. But... yeah. I'm like, obviously I know it's reality TV, so despite having the word reality in there, there's nothing real about it. Which is very ironic. But... we got some good ones right here. And neither of them that I want to do. But yeah, I just figured it was kind of just a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. That said, I probably will wrap things up here. I'll be back tomorrow with Monster Hunter Wilds. We'll be getting to our next increment of 25. And then we'll be seeing what's going on from there for Rumpopo slaying and other such things. Again, I can at least go ahead and quickly just do some Rumpopo kills. 25 int shouldn't be too bad because I'm doing low rank, high rank. Maybe if we get people in chat, we can get some that are wanting to play. We can do big Rumpopo. And then beyond that, we'll have kind of just like, there's still some quests I have to get done. The side quest wise. So we would do like a little bit of fishing, or we do some other stuff there, maybe do some arena stuff. And then there's also just some of the event quests that we still haven't done, like the Rathalos and Gypsaros one. Or not Rathalos and Gypsaros, Raydao and Gypsaros. I said Rathalos. Same starting letter, that's probably why. Then followed by a vowel. But yeah, Raydao and Gypsaros, as well as like the Hero Babami one for the pumpkin helmet and a few other things like that. So, with that said, I will be wrapping things up here. Take care, Halflings. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you all next stream. Bye-bye.